If there's something that I can share with you that is really important as you are on your path to awakening, it is that you allow your awakening. It's not something you can do.
And I guess what's unfolded from that time onwards is a place of knowing, a place of knowing that everything that happens for me on a day-to-day basis is all taken care of. It's all part of the plan. And something that I've come to know about the awakened state is that everything's perfect.
And that's because the mind has now left, the ego has left, the thoughts, the judgments, everything's gone. So again, it's not what you get, it's what you lose. But what you lose is so amazing that what replaces it, the space, the silence, the grace that comes in is just beyond words.
The difference is that I can stand here and allow myself to be seen, and allow myself to be heard, and allow myself to be moved. And these are things I couldn't do until very recently.
When the other girls were talking about suffering, I thought, I don't remember. I know suffering was there, but I can't really remember much about it. There's no suffering now.
So I'm really happy to share with you that what is different is that I allow me to be me. And it's a great pleasure.
There's this huge peace inside me, and I just feel light. My body feels light. I walk and I feel, on one hand I can feel the feet thumping on the ground, but on the other hand I feel like I'm just floating.
And life is now more enjoyable, more full, and more loving than it has ever been for me.
So how has this affected my life? Well, how has it not affected my life is really the question. It's affected every aspect of who I am, particularly. This awoke every aspect of me, including my physical body. My physical body is changing.
For me, life now is a day-to-day richness in terms of relationship with the world around me, the internal world within, and everything else that I do.
Every part of my life is changing. My relationships, my business, my money, my thoughts, my feelings, my interactions.
I feel like I walk in hand with my divine all the time.
I know that I don't take on other people's problems like I used to and try and fix them, help them and solve them.
So I'm really grateful for this experience, and I do think that my role is to just share and be part of everybody else in terms of oneness and just the people. It's all about the people and making this shift for humanity, and I feel really passionate about that.
So it's affected every aspect of who I am in so many positive ways. And one thing that I would say is that the awakened state, consciousness, is not what I thought it was going to be. Everything that I thought it was just, this is so much better.
Before I was awakened, I had a lot of ideas about what awakening was. I had a checklist. The mind created this list and it measured me against the list, and I didn't do very well at all.
And then she gave dictation and it went, wow, it went just up and down and this and that and push and pull and there, my headache and the migraine and this, and I knew I'm awakening. And I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there and thinking, wow, this is just so amazing. And
I don't feel anything when I touch the Srimurti cross. I don't feel anything when I touch the partakas or the feet of the divine.
And after a long time, Geno then left me, and I was laying down on my bench, and I thought, no, I can't do anything. It just kept going. And then I watched another Om in the night, and I thought, no. So just to make sure, you know.
Yeah, I was in and out of awakened states. See, the mind forgot that. It just had this checklist that it measured me against.
you know, it was nighttime by then, and I couldn't have dinner. My family just looked in at me and kept me left me there.
And the girls were sharing their experiences, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, who cares?
And I was fully awake, and I watched the process in my brain. And it worked in my brain. And I knew Sri Bhagavan worked in my brain. When he jumped out, he didn't jump physically, energetically. It was him, I could see it. He worked through my brain, and the whole night I knew I'm awakening. And I just watched, and then a few hours later, I was still going on years. And then in the morning, awake, I thought, so I'm awakened.
The energy was so strong, I had this gag reflex, and I was going, I was so grateful my microphone was muted, because I could imagine people on the Skype call saying, who's that? And then there's this big mallet hitting my head, and it's like, oh my God, what's going on? So they gave Diksha, the three girls, and Anand, our guide, gave Diksha, and the energy seemed to just go through my body, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to bed.
But it was so powerful. It was just like a switch has come, like from here to here. I was not myself anymore like I used to be. I was somebody else. So clear. There was no separation anymore. You can't explain that. It's just a feeling of, at first you're outside, then you're not anymore. But that means I'm part of everything. The dress, the chair, the floor, and not how we have a concept about it. It's a different feeling.
So that night I had a dream, and in the dream Anand, our guide from India, came to me and he said, I have a letter for you. And I opened the letter and it said, Dear Gaynor, you are awake.
You know, the best thing about this is, what I got as a message is that everyone who is involved in oneness will wake up.
So the one message is, create that bond with your divine. That's who's going to give you awakening. Go shopping, eat chocolate, watch TV with your divine. Thank you.
Through